stone at the
take
building.
forever, it could take forever, it could take forever, life won't be, life won't
Stone at the building refuse, yeah. Stone at the building refuse, yeah. Stone at the building refuse, should be the head from the stone.
it could take forever, 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 life won't be, life take forever, it could take forever, it could take forever, it could take forever, it could take forever, life won't be, life won't be, life won't be.
your kingdom of God, or the effect of yours, or the, you know what I mean? Here we go, new song, good sounding guitar, let's go, this nigga. Persecution and antagonization ends with Bin Laden 9/11. The search for first cause and accidental experimental misery. Makes them into response of Charles Manson. There's so many people in the world who have the same idea. I have no idea of the Charles Manson revolutionary symbol. I'm from Basra, with Egyptian civilization, polytheism and despicable haters of humans. Revolution equals accident, retribution equals miracle. Revolution or retribution, accident or miracle. In the New World Order, they have their revolution to deny God's marvels and to make humans into evil white supremacist criminal villains like Charles Manson, Amon-Ra, Egyptian sun god. Not to know, it's faithful, just like all God's creation. Satan is the most ardent enemy of humans. There is the secular and the divine codified. Satan has no power of those who devote their worship to God alone. The aspect to reach God does not mean you simply recite verses from God's revelation in the Quran, but to recite the divine codified al-Fatiha with reaching God. There are those who secularize their prayer, and there are those who are each state mystical harmony and repetition of same words at the same time all day. To reach the Quran, to read the Quran is a blessing and is rewarding for the reward of the hereafter. And once one recites these words, they become a part of the kingdom of God. Those who have faith are not in darkness of money, but in the light of the innocence of will, not the corruption of force. I don't know whether I have been forceful or willful. If you plug God, you cannot go wrong. But you are either a parrot repeating sounds and calls, or a robot learns to talk and has no soul. A robot tries to instigate a war of words by particular observation and tyranny. They are haters who ignite the flames of war, but God extinguishes them. They can be so hard on those who are faithful. Like a cat screaming, not a dog barking, that's how it feels. But put on a sonic sound and the dog all start going, barking mad. But a cat will chase after anything, because nothing is as fast as a cat. Those who ignite war with words are haters, so never mind what haters say, ignore them till they fade away. So upsetting when you've taken on board so and certain teaching, but then you really wonder, what if my wife is, come on, let's go. Let's stop there, yeah? Let's be personal after that, you know what I mean? 5 minutes, 2 seconds. Okay, there we go. Stop that, man. I liked it up to where it got, where it said, I liked it when it said up to, you know, you can and if you implore God, you cannot go wrong, but you are either a parrot or repeat sounds and calls, or a robot learning to talk and has no soul. A robot tries to instigate a war away by particular observations and tyranny. They are haters who ignite the flames of war, but God extinguishes them. It can be so hard on those who are faithful, like a cat screaming, not a dog barking. That's how it feels, but put on a sonic sound, and the dogs all will start going barking mad. But a cat will chase after anything because nothing is as fast as a cat. That's all I have to say, really, you know. Well, let's see how it goes there. On my 100 watt amp. It's good on this. It doesn't cost much anymore, but it's not that loud, is it? Life can be unadvisingly mean. Let me say that again, because I just forget the words I write. Life can be agonizingly mean. In a world with a temporal God who is not an enemy of humans. Those who call those who believe in God alone fools. Well, fools will they expect to God. Ambassador of Charles Manson. Whatever the devil promises is an illusion. There was their revolution, yet the road of persecuted ends with some preconditional love in their eyes. Indulgence does not ease the suffering. Civil rights in America can seem to play with Charles Manson revolutionaries. Communist revolution with JFK murder by a patsy or mafia. Muslim persecution and antagonization ends with Bin Laden and 9/11. The search for first cause and accidental experimental misery makes them into respawns of Charles Manson. There's so many people in the world who have the same idea. I have no idea than Charles Manson revolutionary symbol. I'm ambassador of the Egyptian civilization of polytheism and despicable haters of humans. Even with the French Revolution, the objective is search for a particular to reach an end of kinship. Revolution equals accident, retribution equals miracle. Revolution or retribution, accident or miracle. In the New World Order, they have their revolution to deny God's marvels and to make humans into evil white supremacist criminal villains like Charles Manson, Amun-Ra, Egyptian sun god. Now in English the word God can be written with a little g or a large g, but when speaking it can be difficult to see. Life can be claimed, life can be to claim to know, scientific, or to not to know, faithful, just like all God's creation. Satan is the most ardent enemy of humans. There is the secular and the divine codified. Satan has no power to those who devote their worship to God alone. Yes, but to reach God does not mean you simply recite verses from God's revelation in the Quran, but to recite divine codified Al-Fatiha with reaching God. There are those who secularize their prayer, and there are those who are esoteric mystical harmony and repetition of same words at the same time as a day. To read the Quran is a blessing and is rewarding for the reward of the hereafter. And once one recites these words, it becomes part of the kingdom of God. Those who have faith are not in darkness of money, but in the light of the innocence of will, not the corruption of force. How long was that? 4 minutes, I think. Yeah, 2 minutes. 3 minute mark. I don't know whether I have been forceful or willful. And if you blow God, you cannot go wrong. But you are either a parrot repeating sounds and calls, or a robot that to talk and has no soul. A robot tries to instigate a war of words by particular observation and tyranny. They are haters who ignite the flames of war, but God extinguishes them. It can be so hard on those who are faithful, like a cat screaming, not a dog barking. That's how it feels. But put on a sonic sound and the dog will start going barking mad. But a cat will chase after anything, because nothing is as fast as a cat. Those who ignite war with words are haters, so never mind what haters say. Ignore them till they fade away. So upsetting when you've taken on board so upsetting teaching, but then you really wonder, what if my wife is? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Let's stop there, yeah? Gets a bit personal after that, you know what I mean? 5 minutes, 2 seconds. Okay, there we go. Stop. It's alright, yeah. It's a good song now. Good run, man. Good run. Whoa. Well, we got that. That's good. Next song we got is another one called Parrot or Robot. Actually, it's a good song. It's a bit different though. We've got another one called Cocaine, Heroin, Marijuana. That was just to build up. What other song here somewhere? Oh, we did that. We haven't done this one yet. No, this is too personal again. Yeah, that's too personal. We got one more. We got this song here. In the Kingdom of God, got that one, and we've got one more. Because God is most gracious, most merciful, and one more. We got which is another version of Parrot and Robot. So the next song is going to be Parrot and Robot again, part 2. But I don't know if I'm going to do another song today or tomorrow, because I might have to do an extended version on this one. But I'm not going to show you how I did it. It takes much time. I can show you. It's no problem really. Look, save that file. It's called Revolution Rev. Oh, Revolution! Anyway, we got that one, and we just build it up really, you know. We've got a lot of instruments, a lot of samples nowadays, and mashallah, thank you very much, you know, for the price of a packet of cigarettes. I could buy like 3 or 4 apps which were able to make music on my iPhone, and then so I was saving money as well. It just got too costly, you know, and I wasn't very happy with smoking every day. It was just like there's new kids in the house, so I wanted to stop for their sake too, because I didn't want them coming to my room and picking up fag ends and putting them in the mouth and disgusting things like that. Plus there was staining carpets, and the smell was getting into my clothes and everything. So I quit smoking. It took me about 4 attempts to quit, but I managed to quit after I read How to Permanently Quit Smoking, and he put a lot of effort into writing that book. He wrote about 500 pages, whereas his short, concise version is easy way to stop smoking, which works. It works really well, and you just got to be patient to read the whole book, and instead of chopping and changing. Whereas How to Permanently Stop Smoking was good for any kind of addiction, really. Just breaks the addictive patterns, and it's good. It didn't lead to a whole popular movement of how to stop smoking. It reached people that it intended to reach, and he expected it to reach loads and loads of people, but it did. It was a bestseller and it reached a lot of people, but not as much as he thought he would be promoted by the NHS and things like that, as being a good person to help you quit smoking in a way where you educate yourself to remove yourself from the addiction, and then make it so easy for you to quit that you don't feel like requiring any kind of assistance or anything, or you make it easy for you to quit, at the end of it. And you just realigning your mind to quit, and because it's a habit, and because it's not just a habit, it's just an addiction, and because of that reason, then it becomes something that someone can focus on, because it is a personal problem, So a person knows what he's doing and why he's doing it, and when he explains things to you, then it becomes relevant to the person, and then you just got to be patient, and it's rewarding. It was rewarding for me, but that's right. Good time to quit when I quit in 2008. I got married soon after that, in November. In a year's time I got married. And then I worked towards getting my wife to stay, because she didn't have a stay. She was from Kashmir, and she actually did stay for 7 years. And then there's some very notable figures in my life who were well placed, and even though I resented their remarks and some of the things they said, but overall I welcomed them into my life, and I didn't resent them. I didn't get angry, and these are the sort of people that helped me get my wife today. Well, solicitor was good, and also barrister was good, and on the day, and as for the witnesses, it was my consultant back then, was my psychiatrist and my CPN, and because I was in forensic care, and they could argue that if my wife was sent back to Pakistan to reapply for a visa, it could have a detrimental impact on my health, and that I was doing really well. It's different now. Now they're trying to persuade me to accept more mental illness conditions, and they're trying to force me to take more drugs and things like that, because I'm not in forensics anymore. Forensics was a nice time, though this wasn't all here. This was about 4 or 5 years ago. We used to go for coffees and things like that, and iPhone was just about being released, and I made a few tracks, showed it to my CPN, and he thought it was pretty good. But yeah, it's alright. And they're well placed individuals, and then my wife got to stay. As soon as my wife got to stay, I got a settlement for my back injury, which I broke my back due to an attempt. I jumped out of the 5th floor of this house, and the aim was to break my neck, and I fell head first, but I somersaulted in the wind. And then my right leg went like this to face my knee, and my hand went like this, And then I looked down and saw this rock, and I thought, right, I'm going to hit my head against this rock, and I went down like this, almost in a skydiving position or a prostrating position. As I landed, I didn't connect with the rock at all. I don't know where the rock went and where I went, but then I heard shudders in my spine, and my lower back broke instead. I lay there and for about 5-10 minutes, and it wasn't that long, but it was getting really cold. It was really wintry, well, no, autumn sort of cold. The ground was very cold, and I didn't have any shoes on, and my feet were still affected by that. Though very aged now, and feel I was hypothermic, and I was on the ground, and my brother opened the window to the bathroom and saw me. That's how lucky it was, and no one knew anything. And I didn't even have my mobile on me or anything. I threw everything away prior to going to hospital that day, about a week before. I wanted to become aesthetic. So I don't know. You know, some people say that, you know, they were under the influence of the LCI. You know, that's what I think. You know, the nurses were under the influence of the LCI, thinking that there was money to be made for them, that they should follow the command or something, because they're under Satan's illusions. Whereas they were thinking that I would break my neck and therefore not be able to do the things that I've been destined to do. And they rewarded her for it, and they gave her a pay rise and a bonus for what she did. And whereas I was fortunate because it was a blessing in disguise, because she wasn't allowed to do that, to let me go home. Because my consultant had written in the notes that prior to any leave or any home leave or anything like that, leaving the hospital, they should do a risk assessment. A doctor should do a risk assessment. She wasn't a doctor, and they didn't do a risk assessment. They just said you can go. As simple as that. A lot of things were miraculous that day, and it's kind of bizarre, boggling to understand it all. But it just shows that God is omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent, and that's what I know. And when I got home, after I eventually got home from Pinderfields and everything, and from the rehabilitation from my back injury, I was walking on sticks by the time I left. I was still in a wheelchair mainly, and my dad and my brother sorted out the ground floor room here. There was a extra study room, and they made a long room, quite narrow but really long room. It's a rectangular building. This is a long rectangular building, you know, detached, and it used to be a substation, electric substation, and we made it into a house in 2002. Started building it in 2002, finished in 2005. There's like 5 floors. Went over the building regulations, and we had to fight for it in council to have it made. So anyway, but you know, it's been a blessing in disguise for me too. So it's just God's will. Everything's in accordance with God's will. Can't say it's coincidence anymore. You say everything's in accordance with God's will. Even if you don't agree with my viewpoint and the thing that I'm linking things that are not relevant. Even if you think it's just a personal opinion, everything's in accordance with God's will. I don't try to be opinionated. I know God commanded us, you know, do not follow your own opinion unless it leads you astray. So I try to avoid being personal and subjective. I try to be, well, the word was objective, wasn't it? Try to be objective. That's what my teacher used to say to me. Don't be subjective, but be objective. Reach more people like that, because the soul is a mystery, and the soul is a mystery, and it's eternal, and It's like the air, it's all around us, everywhere. And like food which is here, it's in front of you, and water is like there, it's always there, it's ahead of you. And that's where you listen, water is like liquid, and what you see is solid, and what you speak is gaseous, you know, it's your soul. You record, the angels are recording all everything you say and do in this life, so those who deny the last day will be wicked disbelievers, whereas those who believe in the last day, God supports them and grants them righteousness and grants them peace and security, and they have no fear and no grief, and they live in the faith of the light. They know there's no real evil in God's kingdom, and all these things. So, you know, we've written a song, we got that far, we played a few songs to you, babbled on a little bit. You might think it's rant, but you know, this is what it's all about, really. You know, it's about to redeem your soul and not really trying to neglect your soul. Anyway, I think it's because I had a coffee, you know, a strong coffee. That's why I'm talking so much. I'll have another. Alright, see you later, guys.